one of two things here for the rest of this month, and we're either going to, like you said, chop around and do nothing, which probably would be worst case scenario. And I think the other option is, who knows, maybe something create some short covering out of the Fed where we get that continuation of, you know, the nonsense melt up, which again is also dead action. You know what I mean? You got to be in the right names at the time. So, but the one thing, and again, I don't want to talk about it like it's after the fact on a little down day like today, but you know, this is the stuff you got to be ready. And like you have your plan, Lucci, you know what you're gonna, you know, do to hedge. You might put a little SPY short on just in case. I mean, this is the point in time we were talking about, that you should always have an idea of how you're going to play around this so you don't get caught. I see it in the room already, Lucci. I don't want to be a predictor, but there's going to be a time where the pullback doesn't get bought and we roll over and have some real selling, and a lot of guys are going to get caught out there. A lot of people are going to get caught out there too long, and they're going to get back a chunk, and they're going to be miserable, and it's the same old story. You know what I mean?
Indeed. For those of you who are, you know, aggressively adding new long positions up here, you know, with let's face it, you know, not that much time on your hands, you know, a couple of weeks or something like that. Like I'm in September's, and you know, in reality, I like my trades enough that I will continue to roll, you know, and unless you're able to do that, you know, you really got to be able to time these things properly. SPY hasn't traded out of a gap at all since fucking, I don't know, since the Brexit shit happened. So, you know, there's a lot of downside targets that could hit. Selling pressure could start really quickly because this whole market is very illiquid. So again, I'm not trying to scare anybody either. Do I even think, you know, we'll get a sell-off like that at all? No. I mean, this Amazon hasn't had a 20-point down day, and nothing is really panicking at all here, yet at least.
Yep, and I agree with you. I think, at least for the rest of this month, I think if we're going to see something like that, it'll come in September, where it usually does, you know, September into October. But you have to prepare for it, because honestly, Lucci, let's be honest here, you and I have no clue, right? We're guessing. We have no idea. And a lot of times it can sneak up on everybody when it's least expected. So just again, you know, like Lucci's hitting on here, I don't want to beat the dead horse here, but you got to have an idea of what you're doing. You can't just keep buying and buying and buying and not worrying about when and if what's going to happen if the market rolls over, because then it's too late and you're going to get caught and you're going to get hurt. You know, now is a time you should have at least lightened up on some of the stuff, if not have a cushion. You know what I mean? Like we've seen the names that have caught a lot of action really appreciate. I mean, they've really had nice moves. Okay, so unless you're chasing over the last couple of days and chasing the highs of this market, you should have lightened up. That's your job as a trader. You buy at the initial start of the trend, and slowly start to lighten up as we go higher. And then once we pull back and consolidate a bit, you look to re-enter, you know? So that's got to be your plan. So if you haven't done that already, and which we all probably agree, a pullback will probably get bought at some point here. We don't think it's going to be anything too vicious. It's a good time to take this day as a warning shot and prepare for that day where things roll over. But other than that, I wouldn't make too much out of it. No action today, period. You know, there wasn't any size. There was a couple